So I'm going to read a poem that came up on Facebook, actually, by John O'Donoghue, who I don't really know as a poet, but that's not surprising. I don't know many poets. I've got my favourites, but I don't know that many. So this one just caught my attention, and I think it's beautiful. This is the time to be slow. Lie low to the wall until the bitter weather passes. Try as best you can not to let the wire brush of doubt scrape from your heart all sense of yourself and your hesitant light. If you remain generous, time will come good, and you will find your feet again on the fresh pastures of promise, where the air will be kind and blushed with beginning. Oh, I think that's beautiful. I'm going to read it again because there's so much in there. This is the time to be slow. Lie low to the wall until the bitter weather passes. Try as best you can not to let the wire brush of doubt scrape from your heart all sense of yourself and your hesitant light. If you remain generous, time will come good, and you will find your feet again on fresh pastures of promise, where the air will be kind and blushed with beginning. So I think that's beautiful, and it's what it's saying, to my mind, is when times get hard, when we get caught up in pain and suffering in our minds, when our minds are in a bit of a whirl and it feels horrible and it's very unpleasant, isn't it? Just to come back to our body. Maybe I'm reading that into it. But if we can remain generous, he's saying, the time will come good and you will find your feet again at the fresh pastures of promise. And for me, the key to doing this is to coming into the body, to coming down out of our heads where we habitually reside and into this soft body, this soft, reliable body where everything is safe. And when we're going through difficulties, we have this whirring mind, but in our bodies that's where the pain is. That's where we feel the pain. We might feel it in our mind as well, but there's a lot of pain in the body and they both feed each other. So if we can come down out of our heads into our bodies and love our bodies, give our bodies love, give the uncomfortable, unpleasant feelings lots of care and attention, then we start to relax. We start to, come back to the fresh pastures of promise where the air will be kind and blushed with beginning. So we can get away we can't push our discomfort away, but if we embrace the feelings in the body, if we give them kindness and look after them, then we will be okay again. So that, in a way, that's what this morning's meditation is about. We're doing a body scan or a body awareness meditation. And the whole point of this is practicing being in our body, getting into a habit of just feeling our feelings and being kind to whatever we find there. And softening to find the fresh pastures of promise. I really love that. Okay, so we'll start, shall we? We'll start exactly where we are. So good, and I'll start by saying good morning to Karen, Emise and Sally. I think I've already said hello to Michelle as well. I don't think I said hello to you. So it's really good to have you all here this morning. Such a joy. Now calm down now. Okay. So we're beginning where we are. That's what I was about to say. We're beginning wherever we are. And if wherever we are is feeling really nice or pleasant, that's good. That's easy then. If we're feeling pretty horrible, uncomfortable, a bit grumpy or sleepy, or just in a bit of a state, well, that's where we're beginning from as well. So we're not trying to change anything at the moment. We're just acknowledging where we are with great kindness, opening our hearts to ourselves just as we are, which is absolutely perfect, even if it's unpleasant. Just taking ourselves in, taking in the state of our minds, busy or a bit slow, confused, whatever they are. Taking in any emotions, any resistance to the world, any excitement, whatever there is there. And coming down into our body, and just noticing what your body is telling you this morning. Just really noticing whatever feelings you can feel. And if you're not used to doing this, you might find that these feelings are a bit limited. It's not always easy to come down and be in the body, as we say. So being patient with that, if that's the case. And just enjoying what you can find, even if it's not very pleasant. Just really making contact with whatever feelings there are, with a kindly attention. And allowing yourself to relax, just as you're breathing out, letting any tension drop away on each out breath. You might notice the shoulders drop on each out breath. So as they drop, this is a natural way of letting go. Just letting tension, letting the cares of the world drop away, down through your body. Maybe allowing your awareness to follow this process. So coming down from the upper body into the abdomen. Just being inside the abdomen as much as you can. Down into the belly. Down into the upper legs. Down into the lower legs with your concentration. And then finally bringing your awareness to the feet. And in particular to the soles of the feet. So The soles of the feet are full of activity. Can you feel that? Can you feel the aliveness, the tingling, the warmth or coldness? If you're on a chair, the contact with the floor. If you can't feel much, that's okay. Throughout this meditation, just feeling what you can feel and staying open to feeling a lot more as we develop this practice, but not trying too hard. Just relaxing. Just noticing the tingling in the feet, in the soles of the feet. You might be able to, in your imagination, when you breathe in, imagine that you're drawing breath from the soles of the feet. So moving on, can you feel your toes? Just wiggling your toes. The big toe. You feel the big toe? And all the other toes. Moving up to the top of the foot. What can you feel here? There's probably some tingling. If there is, does it feel different to the tingling in the soles of the feet? And moving up to the ankle. The ankles. Not a lot to feel here, unless you've hurt them, then there's an awful lot to feel. But you might just be able to sense the ankles. And similarly with the shin bone on the front of the lower foot, lower leg. Can you feel that in any way? You might feel the skin stretched across it, or the clothing or air brushing the skin. Just noticing whatever you can. And the calf muscles at the back of the lower leg. A bit easier to feel. What do they feel like? Again, if you can't feel anything, that's okay. Just relax and stay open to whatever you can feel. Up to the knee and the back of the knee. More bone and gristle. Again, can you get a sense of the knee? And we'll move up to the upper leg now. The front, the quadriceps, this big muscles, big strong muscles, which are complemented by the muscles at the back of the leg, the hamstrings, both very powerful big sets of muscles. So can you feel them? If you're sitting, the muscles at the front will be a little bit stretched, or if you're cross-legged. If you're lying or kneeling, as I am, they'll be more comfortable. Not that they're uncomfortable if you're sitting, they're just a bit stretched. So moving round to the bottom, the buttocks, these soft, cushiony bits of our body that allow us to sit comfortably. Can you feel the contact with the chair or the bed or the floor through your bottom? What's that feel like? And you might just be curious about whether there is any boundary between feeling your own body in the buttocks and bottom and feeling what you're sitting on. Can you find the boundary between your body and whatever you're sitting or lying on? If you're lying down, this has got the whole of your back as well. And you might not be able to find a boundary. And then under the buttocks are, on each side, are the sitting bones, which stop us collapsing in a big pool of something or other. They support us. Can you feel them? They're quite sharp sensation if you're sitting on a chair or a harder surface. It might be difficult to spot if you're lying on the bed or on the floor. But you can feel these bones quite strongly when you sit on a hard surface. And moving to the hips. What do the hips feel like? What can you feel? Anything? Then moving up inside the lower body, we've got the pelvic girdle that stretches right across the bottom of the body. Can you feel that inside? If you can just lift it up and down very slightly. It's quite a good exercise to strengthen this pelvic girdle. This layer of muscle right across the bottom of the body. And then moving up into the lower back. I'm just going to go up the back now. If you're lying down, you'll have a lot more feeling probably in the back. And noticing the lower back. What's anything special about that? You might find a very quiet echo of the breath in the lower back, a very slight movement in the lower back as we breathe. And the upper back, this will be a much more magnified movement. The upper back rising when we breathe in and falling slightly when we breathe out. Almost, it's like it rises and falls. Can you feel that? And noticing if you can feel the muscles in the back, lots of strong muscles in the back. Can you have a sense of them? If they're aching, you definitely will. But even if they're not aching, there is a feeling of solidity in the back. And if you do have aching back or shoulders, just being kind to any discomfort you can find. Our tendency is to push discomfort away. We don't want it. It's not pleasant, so we push it away. We try and push it away, and actually we can't. The more we push away pain in the body, the stronger it gets. So the solution is, if we've got pain in the body, is to really acknowledge the pain, just to feel into the pain. It sounds a ridiculous thing to do, I know, but just feeling into any discomfort with kindness, helping it to soften, helping it to relax, not fighting it, not getting into a battle with any pain, just becoming a friend to it. And the same with any feelings of emotional discomfort in the body, wherever they are, just being a friend to them, caring for them, stroking them, snuggling up to any unpleasant feelings and giving them lots of love. And they will tend to diminish. So we're on the shoulders now. What do they feel like? Rising on each in-breath, falling on each out-breath. And as the shoulders relax, we too can relax each time we breathe out. Moving up the lower neck. Again, it may be a bit achy. If it is, just try adjusting your head and your posture. That may help a lot, but in a relaxed way, not stiffening up as you do it. Always relaxing. Relaxing on each out breath. Moving up to the crown of the head. What can you feel here? Not an easy place to feel anything, but you might feel a tightness as the skin stretched over the skull. Just a slight tightness. If it's any more, then it's tension. Kind of tension we get in our foreheads as well that causes pain. Noticing the forehead. How are you holding your forehead? Are you somehow holding it fairly rigidly? Frowning a little? Just let it drop. Let the frown drop out. Just let your forehead be at ease. To be relaxed. And your face as well. We hold our faces too. Just letting the muscles in the face relax. Sag. Letting the face go all limp. Allowing your jaw to drop home slightly. And your eyes to rest softly in their sockets. Teeth apart, nice and relaxed. Tongue resting in the mouth. Moving down the throat, what can you feel there? Maybe swallowing a bit to just get a sense of the throat. And back down to the shoulders. And now we're going to go down the arms. So beginning with the upper arms, the front and the back, the whole of the upper arm. Can you feel anything there? And just curiously going into the elbows. If you can, what can you feel in the elbows? Anything? A sense of them? We know there's lots of feeling in the elbows. If we knock that bone, don't half hurt. But what do they feel like when they're not hurting? And into the lower arms, the back of the lower arm. And the delicate inside of the lower arms. And then homing in on the inside of the wrist. Just really focusing your attention on the inside of the wrist, just in a relaxed way. If you really relax and really pay attention, you might feel your pulse. beating away, helping the body to get its supply of blood and oxygen. And moving down to the hands. So what can you feel in the hands? If you've got your hands together, there will be one big mass of energy, of tingling. If they're separate, each hand will feel like a little powerhouse, perhaps. Can you feel that? You feel the life and the energy in your hands. And just allowing yourself to almost become the hands, just really slipping into the hands, being the hands, being that energy, that tingling and aliveness. Then moving back to the shoulders and down into the chest area. Chest rising and falling as we breathe. Sensations of the air in our lungs and throat. And moving down to the abdomen and the belly, allowing them to be soft. Noticing the echo of the breath in the belly and abdomen. Being kind to any feelings that you find there, pleasant or unpleasant. And finally, widening, broadening your awareness to the whole of the body, the whole of the living, breathing body. Having a sense of gratitude to our bodies. They do so much for us. And I'm just going to read that poem again to finish. This is the time to be slow. Lie low to the wall until the bitter weather passes. Try as best you can not to let the wire brush of doubt scrape from your heart all sense of yourself and your hesitant light. If you remain generous, time will come good, and you will find your feet again on fresh pastures of promise, where the air will be kind and blushed with beginning. Where the air will be kind and blushed with beginning. So each day we begin again. Each day we begin again with our lives. Each moment we begin again with our lives. And we don't need to beat ourselves up. If we make mistakes, if we get in a state, we've got a new beginning every moment, and we can start again. We don't need to have any recriminations of ourselves or other people, just to start again with kindness. So maybe you could practice that today as you go through your day and all the things that happen in the day. Well, thank you so much for joining me. Good morning to Julie, who joined us later. It's really good to see you all. And it's just a joy to do this with you every morning. And I'm not sure, I think I'll be back tomorrow. I'm not sure, I didn't check, but I think Kate's away. If she's not, you'll see her. If she is, you'll see me. And whether it's her or me, we'll be doing the mindfulness of breathing, which is about calming the mind, of course, but we're still using the body. So we're still calming the mind using the breath and the sensations in the body. So I hope you enjoyed that. Hope it set you up for the day, and have a great day. And I look forward to seeing you again whenever, hopefully soon. And take care, and lots of love to all of you. Look after yourselves.